Hello, and welcome to a new episode of Corey and Kevin Talk About Nothing. If you're tuning in for the first time,
I'm Corey.
I'm Kevin, and welcome to episode 57.
57 of them.
57. I didn't think it had been that long. It had been that long since the 5-5, the double nickel.
Double nickel, man.
Double
Yeah, it's
nickel.
crazy.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
Yes. So, before we get started, though, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button if you want to get notified when we drop new content. And if there's any sort of stories or any sort of, we talk about a lot of movies and shows on here. If you have any recommendations, if you have any comments, anything like that, shoot us an email at cktalkaboutnothing@gmail.com, or you can shoot us a tweet at CoreyKevin1. And then if you want the bat signal to go out, just make sure you try to use our hashtag. Hashtag embrace the nothing.
Hashtag embrace the nothing. Yeah. Drop a line about how you've seen a movie recently and you either enjoyed it, you didn't enjoy it, why.
I mean, if Kevin recommends a 23% Rotten Tomatoes and that's what it deserves, you let him know this.
Yeah, you let me know if I'm on the wrong,
Yeah, absolutely. He'll rethink his processes over there.
No, I won't rethink shit, but I will.
Just kidding.
I will defend my position.
Yeah, actually, I will say you've been recommending better ones, at least through Rotten Tomatoes' eyes, recently.
Actually, I'm gonna look up the one I'm recommending. I'll look it up later. But
Okay.
All right. So I decided, and I'll get to this later. But my movie recommendation, if you've not heard of this movie, you're gonna be like, "What?"
Okay.
And the reason why I was like, this whole podcast has given me a new reason to just kind of branch out and watch things that maybe I normally scroll past or anything like that. So I'm pretty excited about my recommendation. I do have a do not watch because I did watch two, but I do have a recommendation. So
awesome. Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So have you watched anything recently, or any TV shows, movies?
So all right. So let's. I started. So I was going to watch. I turned on the one that you've been recommending quite a bit recently. You've missed it. You guys blew through the last 4 seasons. The good one. The Good Place. I'm sorry.
Yeah, The Good
Place. I pulled it up and I started watching. It was like the first 10 minutes, and I knew I was going to enjoy it, but I was actually watching in bed. Okay, so I said, you know what? I have to go to bed. I cannot stay up and watch a TV show, so I turned it off. Okay,
smart
decision.
And
I have not started it yet.
Okay.
But I will say, I think I'm going to really enjoy it. So I gave it a shot, but I really didn't give it a shot. All right.
No, I appreciate that because there will be times when we're laying in bed and we're scrolling through something to watch, and I'm an obstructionist when it comes to like, oh, you want to put this on? It's like, no, I have not seen that before, so I don't want to watch it now. I'm going to fall asleep,
Yes.
Find something that we haven't seen before, or I just will not care about.
Yeah, 100%. That's true. But I have a hard time not caring about a movie when even like it doesn't matter what it is. If it's like, it can be a all-out sob love story type of thing, which that's not what I normally like. I don't love and seek those movies out, right? I'm not saying they're bad. Next thing you know, I'm involved. Maybe not emotionally, but just mentally. I just want to know the outcome. I know it's probably going to be stupid and lovey, but guess what? I want to get there.
So
if I have to rewatch everything before I go to bed. Everything I go to bed to, it's something that I've seen multiple times, I should say.
Yeah. Or we'll sling it, just live TV.
Oh yes,
because
100%.
Commercials give you exactly. They give you that odd opportunity where you're like, oh, I got at least 2 minutes to fall asleep right now before that movie comes back on. Now, if you don't, and that movie comes back on, you're like, okay, next commercial. My eyes are totally closing.
Because I actually, so I have a prime example. On a work night, I was going to bed, and I'm a Martin Lawrence fan. Okay.
Hell yeah.
So Blue Street came on.
It's on Netflix right now, right?
Yes. Yeah. So so all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I haven't seen this movie forever, and I love it. I clicked on. I'm like, oh, I'll be able to, because I've seen it before. I'll be able to go to sleep.
Oh, but it's been so long, man. That's the
I mean,
problem.
so long.
Yeah.
You know, all of a sudden the full movie, I literally watched it until the credits came up. So, I mean, that was one movie that I watched. This, you know, I mean, I couldn't. I just
Federales, you know.
Yep. Turn the entire thing. I knew I should have turned. It was like a 45 minutes, and I'm like, I need to just like stop now, turn something else on, and then I can just roll over and go to bed.
Yeah.
But once again, I'm involved in the show, so
Yep.
I don't want to not watch it. So that's, but yeah, so that was my that. But all right, so something I really did actually like watch and do this. So I don't know what has been making me get the itch again, but I've started watching The Walking Dead.
Oh God. Ugh.
Isn't that? But like the first couple seasons are good.
Yeah,
I forgot about some of the cast, but that's the problem. Once it gets to the point to where
you'll just
all
stop
know
again.
it mutually points it, I'll stop. You know, that's what I'm gonna do.
I think if I went back, I know exactly where I'd stop.
Where's that?
It's that scene where Negan it's the scene where Rick tries to kill Negan but prances away in the dark like some cat burglar. Yeah, that's the exact one where I'm like,
all right,
and I'm finished.
All right. Yep.
No,
I
think
yeah.
I think when we are introduced to Negan in the dark woods,
Yep.
and he bashes somebody, or he bashes two people in the head, and then we were left on a cliffhanger, right? That's it. I'm good. I'm done. Because once they started back up, it just became really kind of hokey, bad, and strung along, and
100%.
yeah.
I mean, I think they had a good idea what they were doing, but too drawn out. I didn't need to know so much like how often they needed to do what they were giving to Negan every so often. You know what I mean? During whatever the pickups were. You know what I mean? I don't remember the exact timing, but you know what I mean? Like when they were giving some of their craps for
Oh yeah, for
protection
sure,
to
for the
them.
protection.
You know what I mean? Exactly. So
Yeah.
like them doing that, you know what I mean, which is fine. I know that that's like a source of payment right now, but at the same time, it was just like I don't need to see that 7 episodes in a row. You know what I mean? I don't need to see that. I get it. Let's move on. Even if you show a quick click up of it, that's fine. I don't need to show the entire transaction, the good ones, the bad ones. I'm like, this is just getting kind of annoying.
Yeah, it's
but
just
anyways,
like
that's my
it's just like filler garbage.
exactly. Oh yeah. And then just too long of it.
And then it's just the repeated process.
Yes, every time.
Oh, hey, happy living. Introduction of the villain. Villain totally destroys what they have. They have to overcome the villain. Oh, happy times. Oh, wait, a new villain. Oh, wait. You know, it's just like, it's so routine that it's like, guys, you're as bad as like Law and Order, or you're a procedural TV show now. You know what I mean? That's how bad it was getting. You're like, I bet you they'll talk to the bad guy this episode, but he'll get out of the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Season 2's got the really annoying Carl where he gets shot. You know, remember that?
Oh, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, he was really annoying. It was like, back then I was like one of those people that was like, all right, let Carl die. You know? Yeah. He's kind of annoying. He's an idiot kid, whatever. But Carl really grew on me, especially he was like one of the only reasons why I kind of kept watching it.
Yep, 100%.
Because I'm like, all right, retire Rick. You've got this very level-headed character that could come in and lead. He's learned from Negan. He's learned from his own group. He's experienced quite a lot of violence and loss and all that stuff. He's very level-headed.
Yep.
And then they're like, oh, you know what? We're gonna kill that guy.
Yep. Surprise.
But we're gonna give Rick like a whole bunch of movies, or TV show movies, and it's like the Walking Dead universe now. There's now 3 shows dedicated to The Walking Dead. 3 shows, and they're supposed to be spin-off movies. AMC, you used to be known for great stuff. They have Breaking Bad on there. I mean, they have Better Call Saul, but
yeah,
I think that's on its last season.
Is it finally on its last season now?
I think so.
Okay, I'm gonna say because that show's been that show is longer than what I anticipated it being.
It's way longer. I mean, we didn't finish season 1, So I have no idea where they're at, and I know I'd like to watch it one day, but I'm like, man, I can't believe that show. Breaking Bad's been over for a while.
I know, yeah, and see that's the thing. It's going to be a dedication thing. That's why. I mean, somebody actually told me that they actually, which I don't know how this is true, but they enjoy Better Call Saul better than Breaking Bad. Actually,
I have heard that. And then
crazy.
They've even said like the last season was just like phenomenal. I'm like, man, all right. Like I guess I have to.
So how many seasons is it on now?
I don't know.
Do you know off the top of your head?
I don't know.
All right, I'll look at it real quick.
But Bob Odenkirk, man, you've seen the preview for Nobody?
Oh yes, I have. Yes.
He's like a John Wick-esque hitman type of dude, doing the family man thing. It's kind of like the same story-ish. But I'm pretty excited. Those are just good action movies, so you can never have enough good action movies. I don't really care about plot as long as it's done correctly.
Yeah.
Like action sequences and making things as believable as possible. That's one of the best parts of John Wick. I mean, every single bullet that dude fires is intended. You know what I mean? It's not just like I fired 6 or 7 clips and shot the guy once. No, this guy emptied a clip in one person and then realized there's more people. So he has to pick up another gun. He has to reload his gun, and everything just feels really more realistic that way.
100%.
Yeah. I feel like John Wick ruined me for action movies because I'm like, if you're not on that level,
you're not the same. It's mediocre, right?
It's mediocre. Yeah,
absolutely.
Like a shoot 'em up action movie. I mean, there's all sorts of different action movies, so I'm not trying to I'm not trying to all encompass, but I'm talking about like shoot 'em up action movies. Which,
gotcha.
There's a movie called Shoot 'Em Up.
Yeah, okay.
And it's with Clive Owen, and I can't think of who else. Maybe Paul Giamatti. I might be making that up. But anyways, it's called Shoot 'Em Up, and I think it came out in 2004. Let's look up the.
Okay. While you're looking that one up, Better Call Saul's got 5 seasons.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
And then season 6 is coming out.
And that should be the last one, so it's like kind of equal to Breaking Bad, right?
Yep. Because Breaking Bad was 6. Yep, absolutely.
So Shoot 'Em Up was from 2007. It's only an hour and 26 minutes. It is literally like the title is what the movie is. I mean, it is a shoot 'em up movie, just go bullets and going everywhere, and there's some ridiculous stuff with the baby, and they get like a bulletproof vest for this baby, like an infant, like it's ridiculous. At one point he's like running, holding this baby, in a shootout, and it's completely ridiculous, but it's awesome. 67% on Rotten Tomatoes too, so that's certified fresh, son.
Yes, certified fresh, man. That's double.
Oh, Paul Giamatti. Oh man, my brain was like, you'll remember this
working.
One.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Like if you're looking for like just a brainless, fun action movie, Shoot 'Em Up. Check it out.
All right.
That's not my recommendation of the week, though.
Okay.
It's just a recommendation.
Yeah. All right. And I also want to do a correction real quick. There's actually only 5 seasons of Breaking Bad.
Oh, that's right, because what they did to us was they split season 5 into 2, and on Netflix it's 1. That's right.
It's 1.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
Technically it's 6, but it's only 5. Because after I was like, wait a minute, I think we did this before. So
Yeah.
I got to go back and verify. So yeah, that's what it was. So just correction.
It's Walking Dead, man. I feel bad for you. I don't know why you're doing it. It's like going to rewatch Game of Thrones. I'd love to, but I know.
Which I will probably. I'm gonna do that at some point, though. I will.
I probably will too, because I love like at least the first 6.
Exactly.
I even like season 7. So.
Absolutely. And the nice part is, don't get me wrong. I remember the end of Game of Thrones, so I remember how everything like ended, but I don't remember every detail about the leading up to it. So there
you go.
That's
what makes me mad though. That literally just enraged me, because it doesn't matter anything that escalates before that, because the writers are like, shit on all of it. Let's just make these characters stupid now, and they'll all just kind of die, right?
Yep, exactly. Yep.
Oh, any prophecy or anything that we've been building up, shit on that as well. We're gonna
Here's
just
another
mix
one.
it up,
Yeah.
just so that nobody could say I saw that coming.
That's true.
So
Yeah,
so
idiots.
bad.
Yep. Stupid. Stupid. Stupid.
Things
Stupid.
things can be predictable and still freaking good. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well, yes, absolutely. It does. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, we've watched the people are so drowned out by TV shows and movies and stuff. You can call out 90% of movies, at least a general aspect of everything. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? If you're like a true movie like watcher and enjoyer. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
absolutely. You could call things out
So
for sure. Actually, it was really funny. So, all right, it's really funny because I called it out on a TV show that we're watching right now.
okay.
And then literally in that episode, everything I said happened, and it was like, man, I told you.
That's
But
crazy.
yeah, it's funny because you can get that good with movies, TV shows, whatever. But it's how and why that makes the difference.
Well, yes, yes, yeah, and it led me to believe some of those points. Don't get wrong. I mean, the Shyamalan twists and stuff. Sometimes it's very
Okay,
thing.
no,
I
because
get
like
it.
Shyamalan's twists are funny to make fun of, but they're actually mostly stupid.
I'm just
So
used as a general.
I'm talking
term,
Tenet
okay?
is amazing, and I'll fight someone
Okay.
over it.
So yes, okay, I know, dude. I know this. All right.
I'll fight
You
some-
force fed me like 9 different things to make my mind like so confused. I can't start the movie because it just makes me confused. That's a very.
You're
I
like,
just want to look at every detail. Wait
I
a
need
minute.
like a
Okay,
week
yeah.
off
Yeah,
after
for sure.
watching.
Yes. Yeah.
No, yeah.
I was just kidding.
No, I mean, but
no,
that's
yeah.
the difference. Like you
Well, yeah,
have
yeah.
like your movies where you're like, okay, I'm actually, I have no idea what to expect in this movie. I have some ideas of what's going to happen along the way, and that's what's cool. There are a lot of movies still like that, like Parasite. I had no idea how the hell that movie was going to end. I had no idea how the hell any of it was going to happen. You know what I mean? That was just like a
Yeah.
rock solid good movie. So I know all of that still exists, but you got to think like for, let's say 70-80% of movies out there, like superhero movies. Wonder Woman. That's why Wonder Woman didn't work. There was no risk. The only risk was Trevor, and we
Yeah,
already knew
yeah.
he was gonna have to go again. Like that. Like
Yep.
there's no consequence. So like when you get that formulaic type of movie, where it's like you can start guessing stuff. There's no risk. There's no reward. No risk. No reward.
I like it. I like it.
But on the contrary, there are movies where you're like, say Extraction, you know exactly how that movie's going to play out,
Well, yeah. Yeah.
but it's just how it's done. John Wick, pretty sure how that movie's going to play out. Actually, the only thing that surprised me about John Wick was the fact that he lived. And then I'm
yeah.
like, oh, well, obviously he'd live because it's so effing good. You're going to make a third one. You probably filmed the death scene,
Yeah.
but then saw the crowd and you're like, no, that dude's living.
For sure. 100%.
That is my new cash cow right there,
Yeah. Done.
Yeah, done.
Yeah.
So it's just, I guess it's hard to quantify, because
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you gotta. That's the thing, but you gotta say there's no risk, there's no reward, right?
yeah, so you gotta risk your time to even make sure it was a good movie.
Yep. Absolutely. 100%.
Now, what else? I don't really want to talk about Walking Dead anymore. What else to get into?
That's funny. So I also watched, which actually was one of your movie recommendations.
Ooh, I'm excited. All right.
So it's called Memento.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
And that's
so-
what yeah.
So you watched that movie recently, so it's fresh in the mind.
Well, fresh, like super fresh.
So tell me your thoughts.
I thought it was really good. I'm not gonna lie. It took me time to start getting some of like the details and some of what's going on with everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, it started like really kind of confusing me a little bit on some aspects of things. I'm just like, I'm not 100% about this. But once I started picking up and putting things together, I loved it. Actually, it was really, it was really well done, and like even the way that they did it all was kind of was one of those mind things. That's a Christopher Nolan thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's one of those mind things, and it's truly then it's actually about your mind. You know what I mean? It's kind of like about memory and things. So like after all that happens and everything leads up, now I still have questions about it.
Yeah.
So that I'm gonna ask you
Perfect.
because
I've seen it
I
many
really
times.
okay. So I thought it was really really good. Okay, so let me just and maybe you may not know this and you may think this is a stupid question. Is Sammy real?
Who is Sandy Jenkins?
Yes.
He is Sandy Jenkins.
The entire so that's the end result of it. So he's truly
Sandy Jenkins is somebody he's kind of created as this.
himself.
Well, he's created this story about Sandy Jenkins to kind of cope with what has happened. Because all right, so he's smashed his head, unable to make short-term memories, which means no short-term memory processes into long-term. So his memory is done. But trauma has also screwed up those long-term memories. So when he's remembering Sandy Jenkins, and he had that memory issue that he had to investigate, and he kept putting the insulin doses into his wife. Well, that was actually him.
So that is the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, but now, oh gosh, see, like so I'm trying to think of time. Oh man, now you've got me confused here. Oh no, I've lost it.
You've lost
Because
it.
his wife was brutally murdered, raped and
His
murdered.
wife, yes, his wife was brutally. Now, was she truly brutally murdered?
That's how he gets
His head trauma.
his head trauma.
But then they say that so, and that's why that's the confusion at the very end when that dude was talking. It says, "Don't believe his lies."
Don't believe his lies. Teddy's lies.
Yeah, so am I not supposed to believe his lies? But then
Uh
his lies are kind of the truth in the sense of he's telling him the truth, but he doesn't want to believe him because he's really creating this story about Sandy Jenkins.
so aside from Sandy Jenkins, because I'd like to think about that. So all Teddy does is he finds him a John G and gets him to kill him. And the fucked up part is John G's already dead. Done been dead. This guy's already killed John G.
Yeah, that's what he's. Yeah, that's what Teddy tells him. Yeah.
But since his memory's effed, his journey continues. So once he restarts, so the end of the movie is the beginning of the movie, and the beginning of the movie is the end. So the events are playing backwards, and the events that are in black and white are all in the past, and the ones that are in color are the present.
Okay.
But the beginning of the movie is the end, and the end of the movie is the beginning.
Yeah, because it makes sense because the dude at the we're just gonna talk about it. The dude at the beginning, the cop is Teddy, and that's the one that at the end of the movie. But that's one other part that's confusing.
Don't
That's
believe
why
his lies and see.
Well,
I
yeah,
don't.
but then-
I feel like Teddy has gotten him to kill somebody other than. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. No. Sorry, I just didn't want to forget something. But what confused me, this is why I forgot to say this. At the very beginning, Teddy is. I'm just saying it. Teddy shot. Okay.
Yeah.
But you never see that.
You never see what.
He drives off in the Jaguar.
Well,
He
when
does
at
not-
the end, Teddy drives off in the Jaguar.
Yes. So the timeline doesn't make sense
Oh,
to me.
okay. So yeah.
Because-
So if the end is the beginning,
Yes, but okay. So, but at the beginning, he shoots Teddy.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. At the end, he drives off in the Jaguar while Teddy's trying to search for his keys. So Teddy's alive as the Jaguar is pulling off, and Teddy's still alive right now. But at the very beginning of the movie, Teddy is shot, and there's a picture taken that he shot, but he didn't shoot him. He drove off in the Jaguar.
I'm gonna have to rewatch it. We're gonna have to
So,
table
I mean-
Memento because I've watched this movie and now I'm like, son of a f.
Well, okay, but sorry. So but maybe this is where that part comes into play. Maybe like, okay, so I can see where it's put in. Okay, so maybe when he looks like the dude, he's pulling out with the Jaguar and pulling off. Maybe they can say he stopped and went back and killed him, and they didn't show it. Maybe that's when you insert that thing. But like at the very beginning scene, they drive up together in the Jaguar.
Right.
To go up there, and he shoots Teddy, but at the very beginning of the movie he doesn't do it. So I'm just saying I'm a little bit confused on that. But I also just watched it, so it has not 100% processed in my brain yet. So
yeah, you've confused me now. So I'm probably gonna be watching that tomorrow.
okay,
And,
you better text me and tell me all about your thoughts.
Like,
all right.
Okay, so here's the
Let's
scoop.
break it down. Exactly. Thank you. So, but anyways, either way, I still really enjoyed it. But at the same time, though, like I'm still trying to process the timeline of it. Then that's why I had to like kind of preface it that way at the very beginning of like, I'm still trying to understand it and get it, and I'm still not 100% there. Because I still have arguments on this, and that's what I want. If you want to wait to watch it and talk about it, like not arguments, but maybe like they just show in the end of the movie and not the beginning of the movie, because that's really what happens. But just the whole premise of everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch it just because I've watched it many times, and I know I was comfortable with my facts, but now like hearing things, I'm like I can't. Like the timeline is very hard because it's non-linear anyways. So you've got past mixed in with the present, and you've got pictures, you've got lies, you've got a failed memory.
Yeah, so I got something funny about that, but we'll talk about that later on.
What does that mean? A TV show that I had started.
Oh yes,
is Narcos on Netflix.
Yes. Oh, okay. All right.
Wow.
Okay. Good, huh?
I put it on just because I was like, let's see what it's about. I've seen so many funny memes of the Pablo Escobar character.
Yeah.
But I've always heard it was a really good show. So I'm like, you know what? I like Pedro Pascal. Let's go for it.
Yeah.
By the end of episode 1, I'm like, yep, I love this show. This is crazy. Because it details the rise and so far somewhat fall of Pablo Escobar and the Medellin cartel, and it goes like they even show like real videos and real pictures of what happened and all this stuff. Man, it is insane.
Really,
it is insane
a shot then.
That this world even existed and that any of this stuff happened. I feel horrible for Colombia and what they had to endure. Oh
really?
My goodness, dude.
Because I'm not saying that like I enjoy it, but that right there, like I usually find those shows because I like those kind of shows.
Mm-hmm.
I like I used to be the one watching Gangland and stuff. So I'm just saying I'm not like like
well, this
like
isn't
those type of
necessarily
shows,
documentary. Like this is like
it's a show.
Yeah. Like it's acted and everything, but they get like the stuff
but
that
you still
they
learn it though.
Exactly. Like it is like real stuff that happens, and you're like your brain kind of explodes because you're like, holy crap, this stuff happened. It's unreal, man. It's truly unreal. I mean, he was I don't know, at this point right now he's the 7th richest person in the world.
Wow.
It's amazing. He owns like 800 houses. So I'm just going to give it a little blurt. This is how crazy it was. They were making so much money that they could not launder it fast enough or in the quantities that they needed. So they had all this property and they buried huge caches of cash and started just buying houses for the poor, started just throwing cash out to the poor because you literally had so much money that you couldn't do anything with it. I'm like, wow. That is mind-blowing.
Yeah, that is insane.
I mean,
wow.
Holy crap. When you start watching the show and you're like, oh, okay, okay. And then, like, the snowball just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And you're just like, oh my God.
That's good. How many seasons are there?
There's
Oh,
three
you know.
seasons. I was actually really impressed that there were 3 seasons, but they're 10 episodes each. And, it was funny. I watched like 3 or 4 episodes by myself, and then we were kind of looking for something to watch together, and I'm like, you gotta check this Narcos out. And so Jessica watched like the next episode I watched. I filled her in on some of the stuff she needed to know, and she watched it. She was like, "Yep, this show is awesome. I am now watching the show with you." I'm like, "Yep, that's what I thought." It's so good. And then there's also Narcos Mexico, which I'm excited to watch afterwards. I don't know if it's as good, but I know Narcos is. There's only 2 actors on the show that I'm like, okay,
Okay.
But other than that, everybody else is like phenomenal. And makes me want to learn Spanish. And
Is there a lot of subtitles in it? I was
okay,
actually gonna ask that.
yeah. Forewarning
Okay.
that it is like a majority of subtitles.
Gotcha. Which makes sense because that's why. Maybe that's one reason why I didn't start. To be honest with you.
Well, yeah, because you got to be paying attention and whatnot.
Well,
and
you should be paying attention. Like,
there's
fully,
so
fully.
much information in that show that like you want to pay attention.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's-
All right. Well, makes sense. Yeah.
Like I find myself, somebody's talking or somebody did something, like something happened and it took my attention away. Like I'm rewinding, because
Really?
because since it's not in English, like you have to know like what they're saying. So
Yeah.
it's
Gotcha,
really good,
gotcha,
man.
gotcha.
It's incredible.
Okay.
So
That makes sense. I got an 89% on Rotten Tomatoes. So
I wouldn't doubt it. It is awesome. And
Alright.
the production value is insane, man. I mean,
really?
you talk about watching. It's not as gory as Scarface, but I mean, it's like very similar to like that rise of power, and
Yeah.
it's incredible. I mean, he was a master of contraband. And shifting around like cigarettes and TV sets and all that stuff before cocaine, and then once the cocaine got involved, dude, it's like
Hold up.
Miami, the cocaine capital of the world.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Miami. That's funny. But anyways, so Narcos. If you've watched it,
Narcos.
let us know. We are about halfway done with season 2. So we will, we're still enjoying it. It's really good. So we'll be finishing season 2 here shortly and starting season 3.
Nice. All right. Cool. Yeah. So, well, I may end up switching over to a different show than The Walking Dead. It's something that for some reason I'm like, I missed the very first beginning of it, and then season and a half in already. So I don't know.
Man.
I don't know.
Well,
It's
season
hard,
1's really easy to do because it's like 6 episodes, and then
yeah, for sure.
yeah. I mean, I remember especially like I really like season 3. And then season 4, I think, is the prison, right, with Herschel.
Yes.
And
Yep.
I loved Herschel when like Herschel is my absolute favorite character, and when we lost Herschel to the governor and the battle with the governor, kind of started going downhill, probably about there. But I'd say like it definitely recovered for a little while, especially with the creepiness of Negan.
Oh yes. 100%.
Like I feel like the overall sense, them talking about him whistling, and then seeing like the wood scene, like that was like the best it could get to, and then it just
yeah, and it didn't get any no better there.
it ain't get no better.
It ain't get no better there. So but it's funny. I mean, we still have some friends that I think are still current on watching it.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't
I can't do
throw away my time like
Yeah.
that knowingly.
Yeah.
Like if we were to gather around as friends and rip on it, and I know that's horrible because somebody put their heart, their blood, sweat, and tears into
Yes.
that show, and blah blah blah
Yes.
blah blah. But sometimes you gotta rip on it.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of fun to do. It's kind of like that episode of Community when they're meeting at Abed's dorm so they could watch movies and make fun of him.
Oh yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Mystery Science Theater 3000. Like
Oh, for sure.
there's
Yeah,
no
absolutely.
problem with
Yeah.
that. I have no problem with it.
I agree.
We've made a few movies that you could sit and laugh at. Seesaw.
I mean,
The
great.
Vigil.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, I just couldn't knowingly give away my time like that unless I was
Yeah.
getting some sort of other entertainment out of it.
Yeah, I got you. I mean, I get it. But see, I'm also watching it too when I'm playing games. It's like on. So I'm like watching, and like listening.
Yeah, you're not
just,
giving it your full
yeah.
attention.
No. So I think that's probably how I'm pushing through so far. But that's why maybe I'm switching something because instead of playing video games, watch something good.
Yeah,
Maybe that'll be the goal.
I know, like, my brother's gonna kill me because there's so many signs for me to watch this show called The Leftovers on HBO. My brother just relentless. Have you watched The Leftovers yet? Like, no. And then I saw before the year ended, which it's crazy. I can't believe we're already this far into January, but they said, top shows to watch in 2021. And the number one thing was like The Leftovers. And I'm like, that's weird. That show ended like, I don't know, 2016 or something, 2017.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
But then on The Good Place, towards the end, one of the characters is like, have you watched The Leftovers? It is really good. I'm like, you know what? Screw it. We got to watch The Leftovers. And then I found Narcos on accident. So
Oh.
I'm like, I really need to pencil in The Leftovers.
So yeah, I mean, I get. Well, so you're already almost caught up with Narcos, so you're almost
Yeah.
there. Think
Then
about
I
that
wa-
when
you know,
finish
yeah,
it out,
yeah. So I want to definitely get that Leftovers in. I hear, like, there's so much good music that I've heard from, like, Max Richter that I listen to on YouTube that's from the show. There's a bunch of cool clips that I've seen on YouTube that these people put together, and it's just like good dramatic moments from movies or TV shows, and that's constantly referenced. So
Okay.
okay. And our dude from Lost, and The Watchmen, that TV show. Which, did you watch that?
No.
Not sure about you.
I don't know. I never watched
I'm
the
not
movie.
sure about you. You're gonna
Remember, I
watch
never
The
watched
Walking Dead, but you're not. Wait, you had never watched them in the movie?
No, that's what I'm saying. So I never watched that. So that's why we talked about this. But
You
you
make
told me I
me
had to watch
sick.
the movie first. So I have to find the movie. And then watch the
You
movie,
know where
then
the
watch
movie
show.
is.
Okay, I know now. I found out.
So
Recently.
put it at the top of your list. Then
All right.
once you've watched the movie, go and watch the TV
Yeah.
show, and you're gonna be like, "Oh man, this is awesome."
Okay. All right. I'll take you up on your word on it. I'll put it in my notes. I'll finish watching The Walking Dead. I'm just kidding.
I'm just
I'm
disappointed.
just kidding.
I'm
not-
honestly disappointed that you're like, "Oh, I've been watching The Walking Dead." I'm like, man, it's just sad to
It's not-
hear.
Why? It's not sad because the show
heartbreaking.
ends. Because the show sucks at the end doesn't mean I can't. The first 5 seasons aren't good. It's Always Sunny does the same thing. What season do you watch up to, Kevin? I mean, It's Always Sunny.
Oh,
Yeah.
15.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's a sitcom. Those are 22-minute long, funny things. Not a continuous storyline, all right? That I'm going to
I
wind
know,
up being
I
like,
get it.
oh, this shit is so cool. I watched so many YouTube videos on cool theories and prophecies on all this stuff. Just for me to have wasted my fucking time.
I get it. You're just upset with it, and I understand it.
Yeah.
I understand it. I didn't dive in like you did.
also-
So, anyways, but
Also, I just am like on this kick of there's so much content, and I'm trying to consume the best of it right now.
and I get that, and that's one thing that I mean. You're all right. I'm just wanting to
I,
defend
like,
myself.
Adding The Good Place to my list was like, man, like, I'm so excited that I did that. Like
Yeah,
it
sweet.
was
Yeah.
like, oh, this show's great.
It seemed really good. Well, like just, I mean, it seemed funny enough to where I was like interested in it that I didn't
Yeah.
want to keep watching. So
What's cool is when they went to renew for like season 4, they said that they were going to end at season 4, and instead of bloating it with a bunch of filler episodes, they were just going to end it. I'm like, man, it's awesome. Thank you for doing that.
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
For us community fans out there,
Yeah.
someone created I think it's a first person shooter, but it's a first person shooter paintball game that the level is the campus of Greendale. And there's the
Is it
study
like a phone
room,
app?
everything.
Is it an app?
No, it's a game. Like, I think it's on Steam.
Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah, and I
That's
think it's
awesome.
free, so
That's
I'm going to
sweet.
find that one and
Yeah.
and try it out, because that's amazing. They deserve
That's
donations
sweet, yeah.
for that. That's pretty
Absolutely,
sweet.
yeah, 100%. Yeah. Let me know if you hop on there because I mean I'll try it out.
Oh yeah, you've got a laptop that
I got a laptop
you
for
should
it, man.
download Steam, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, shoot.
So other than Narcos, I did watch 2 movies.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the first one that I'm not going to recommend.
So they're not recommendable.
This is the go ahead and
check down.
pass.
Got it.
And I was a little sad about this because so the movie's from 1989, and it's called Tango and Cash. Or is it Cash and Tango? Tango and Cash, right?
Tango and Cash.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's Tango and Cash. Sylvester Stallone, Kurt Russell. I'm like, man, this is a sweet team up. Wow, but it was a stinker. It was Kurt Russell being his Kurt Russell-y self, and Sylvester Stallone being this more. Oh yeah, I'm sure the Rotten Tomatoes is not too favorable on that one.
No, it gets kind of 30.
Yeah, okay, well that's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, I just laughed because just the photo that came
Oh,
up
yeah.
online right
It's
away.
straight
Just the one
80s.
photo just makes me, yeah, for sure, it just makes me laugh. Young bucks,
There's like senseless, I'm a big fan of violence and stuff and whatnot, action sequences, whatever. But these were just like so over the top that they just didn't even make sense. And then it's just like total like off the like. Let's throw this in there. They have this vehicle that they've created that they're like, hey, we're going to take it for a test spin. Don't put a scratch on it. And like, it's just like this modded truck that has like these Gatling guns on the side and stuff. It's just like, never would a police R&D department be coming up with that. That just wouldn't make any sense. But anyways, it was pretty bad. Storyline was recycled trash, and I get it. It was like an easy grab because of Sylvester Stallone and Kurt Russell. You got 80s star power right there.
Yeah.
Just, I'm kind of surprised that they didn't have maybe there are other ones with Stallone and Kurt Russell, but Stallone was boring as shit, and
Really?
Kurt Russell was like. They dropped F-bombs. There was nudity, and it still felt like a toned down rated R movie. I'm like,
Well, gotcha.
the action was like PG-13. It's rated R because they had some F-bombs and some boobs.
Yeah. Got it. All right. See, my dad loved that movie. That's
Tango and Cash?
Funny part. Oh, he talked about that thing when I was growing up multiple times. I mean, he watched it. I mean, it was funny, man.
That's so
definitely one of
funny,
the
man.
movies. Yeah.
Yep. I'd rather watch Lethal Weapon.
Okay.
1 through 5.
Yeah, 1 through 5.
Actually, 1
absolutely.
through 6. Because they did 6 too.
They did.
Yeah.
They did. I forgot. I forgot it. Yeah. His twin brother came back.
Oh man,
That's so good.
Thank you. It's always
awesome.
sunny because
No, always. I can always bring something up with it. Bloop.
I needed a Lethal Weapon 5. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope they come out with A real Lethal Weapon 5. I love the Lethal
Yeah.
Weapon series, all four of them.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Okay, so here's my movie recommendation of the week, though.
Okay.
And it's a weird recommendation because I'm not totally sold on it, but I feel like it's worth a watch just simply because it's real weird and it's like based off of real reports or real things that happen in the military. It's called
Okay.
The Men Who Stare at Goats.
Okay. All right.
It's a
I've
George
heard of this, I
Clooney,
think. Yeah.
Ewan
all right.
McGregor, Jeff Bridges. Have you heard of that one?
I don't remember if I like read on something or I remember I've never watched it, but
Yeah.
I remember reading something about it.
It gets like a 50-some% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Does it? Okay.
I get it. I would give it that as well. But the reason why I'm recommending it is because there's like a quote at the beginning where it's like, some of us is gonna seem like too weird to be real, but these events like are real, and like
Okay.
it's
all right.
basically like the military and CIA working to create a different, basically Jedi warriors, warriors that use their minds to disable the enemy, and George Clooney is a masterpiece in this movie. Like, you forget he's George Clooney, and he is this character that's in there. But it's a really weird movie. And the reason why they call them the Men That Stare at Goats is because in one of the trainings, if they were like a level 3, they could use their mind to stop the heart of a goat.
Oh.
And yeah, yes.
All right. Okay. Okay.
There's like a scene where George Clooney's like staring at a cloud while he's driving, and Ewan McGregor's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Cloud bursting. It helps me keep my powers up." He's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "You see that cloud?" He's like, "It's gonna burst," and then like eventually like it bursts. It's like some of the weirdest stuff in the world, but
I mean, you recommend it though. It must be. I mean, is it funny? Is it at least like?
Oh yeah, dude. There are moments
All
where
right.
you have to laugh because you're like, "This is outlandish." I mean, Jeff Bridges' character is like this Vietnam War like major, like high up in the military, but he fell from his helicopter, and when they were on the ground, there was a Vietnamese person, and he's ordering his men to fire. Well, this person's running across the field, and everybody's firing above the target, not trying to actually kill this person.
Oh. Okay.
And he did a study, I guess, and I don't know how true this is, but it actually, like, I wouldn't doubt that there is some truth to this, but they said about 20 to 30% of all new recruits or all fresh soldiers actually did not fire with the intention of killing, that they would actually fire above the target. And I was like kind of blown away because I'm like, there has to be some truth to that, because there are some people who were drafted into the military who probably were like, why am I in this war? Why am I killing that person? I'm not brainwashed like some of these other people. Maybe I don't really know.
Yeah.
But that's actually the case of the Civil War too. The American Civil War. They would actually have people would turn in their rifles, and they'd have several bullets rammed in because they never fired a single shot.
Oh wow.
They just acted like they were firing and never actually fired. I mean, like, some people just wouldn't do it. But it was really interesting. That kind of was like, oh man, kind of expanded my mind. But anyways, he goes out and starts learning from Buddhists and all these other people to see, like, what is life, kind of a thing, like, I need to branch out and experience things and bring this back to the military and show them, we can win wars without firing bullets or nukes.
Truth.
They were called Jedi warriors, but
Yeah.
really, really interesting stuff, man. I mean, it was mind-boggling. I loved Jeff Bridges' character, and George Clooney. That's just awesome. They're reason enough to watch it. So
Okay. Yeah, The Men Who Stare at Goats.
The Men There Goes. Now, I had, I remember when it was coming out in theaters,
Yeah.
and I remember being like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Like, wow, I mean, that's a big cast. Ewan McGregor, Jeff Bridges, George Clooney. There's even Kevin Spacey, even though that's kind of like a bad omen to say that name anymore.
Truth.
Which sucks because like he's in a lot of good movies, but gotta separate the actor from the artist, or the actor from the movie, the artist from the art. That's it. But yeah, good stuff. Enjoyed it. The Minister Ghosts. Check it out.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
I guess I could read the
Synopsis.
Yeah, it came out in 2009,
Okay.
and struggling reporter Bob Wilton gets the scoop of a lifetime when he meets Lynn Cassidy, who claims to be from a unit of psychic soldiers who have been reactivated for duty. Intrigued by Cassidy's assertions, that they can walk through walls and kill goats by fixed gazes, Wilton follows him on a dangerous top-secret mission across Iraq to find the brigade's founder, Bill Django. Psychic soldiers, man. It's wild. It's a wild ride.
I like it. I mean, it's funny. It makes me laugh just like thinking about what you said, and then you read that synopsis, and it just makes me laugh too.
Oh, yeah. You're like,
Wait a minute.
where are we going with this?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
all
Yeah,
right.
it's so funny.
I don't know if you've ever watched Burn After Reading. Have you ever watched that one?
No.
All right, so like the whole plot of the movie is as silly as it sounds, is like there is no plot to the movie. And at the end of the movie, they're even like, what did we learn? And it was like, nothing. It was like, yeah, it's a really great movie if you ever get a chance to watch it. It's called Burn After Reading. It's Brad Pitt, Frances McDormand, George Clooney. It's by the Coen brothers.
Okay.
And just like a whole bunch of nothing happens. And at the end, you're like, what did I watch, right? Yeah. But it's great. It's a great movie. But that's kind of how I felt with The Menace There It Goes. I'm like, what did I learn? Like,
oh yeah, well you can learn that people can just blow go-karts if you're level 3. I'm just saying.
Yeah, right.
I've already learned that.
I want to get to level 4. I want to be a level 4 Lotus Wizard or something. Whatever Pierce was from Mom's a vapor in this lava lamp now.
Yeah. I actually went back and watched both of the what's it called? Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, awesome
episodes.
Awesome,
yeah, it's so good, man. Oh, I love them. They're
yeah.
so funny. Yeah, watching them like in succession too was kind of funny. Seeing them that way was kind of good.
Yeah,
you got the full load of it. So it was pretty good. But
well, what do you got for us?
So, what I have today. So I looked up some facts for the movie Memento because it was freshly watched for me, and you watched it. I got everybody a little confused, I think, but
yeah, you definitely got me confused because now I have to go back and rewatch it. Thanks.
And I probably my brain is probably just completely off, to be honest with you. But at the same time, though, I kind of want to make sure about it, I guess. You know what I mean? So, and I may even go back and rewatch at least the beginning scene because that may help me answer all my questions too. That's the thing. At least for that portion of it, because maybe the beginning scene, what it shows is something, because I'm just gonna throw this out there real quick because now that I'm looking back on it, I think the beginning scene is them going back to that scene where he actually does kill him. Actually,
that's what I thought, but you're throwing me off. So
I'm sorry, but so it just really confused me because that's where he set everything up. So now I just think I just answered my own question. Just so you know, I had to rethink about it, think it out. You know what I mean? Yeah. So because remember he goes back. Well, yeah, he goes back and finds the bullets on the car seat. So the bullets were already there, and then on that scene where he steals the Jaguar from that guy. The bullet, that's when he puts the bullets down on the seat. So boom, my answer.
There you go.
Yes.
You
solved I had to really think about it. Yes. All right, I'm there. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So little facts about the movie though. All right. So sometimes we dive into how cool it would be to be an actor and like how things are improvised, right? Do you know they say every one of the black and white scenes, all the dialogue was improvised throughout the entire thing?
What?
Isn't that crazy? So when I read that, I went and like Googled that and actually came up too. So it's like that's a true fact, which I thought was really
Dude, Guy Pearce is such a good actor.
yes.
That just makes me love him even more.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? I mean, he really um did like a lot of things. It's pretty cool. So actually speaking, so I'm sorry, I was just reading something. But do you know that? I mean, you're a Christopher Nolan fan, so you probably know this already. But do you know that he's always putting like stuff in movies? Do you know that like
Little Easter eggs?
Well, his girlfriend, his name was Emma. So in Memento, during that time, remember the tattoo place that he always went to was called Emma's Tattoo. So he put Emma's name in there, right?
That's
so
cool.
then, and actually in that movie too, when one of the scenes where the Jaguar's parked in a parking lot, there's a white Honda Civic, and that's actually Christopher Nolan's Honda Civic when the movie was being shot.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Right? So those are both Memento. I'm like, God, that's so funny.
That's
you know what I mean? So he's
cool,
always
man.
doing that. So they like, I forgot. I was reading a couple things on it, and that's what they said too. They're like, he's actually done that in a lot of movies. He's always constantly putting something in there of like something memorable to him, and only he will know unless like something comes. You know what I mean? But obviously, people do research and finds out.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Okay,
I didn't know about those. That's really cool.
Yeah, so I thought that was really cool. And then. Okay, so the one thing that I thought, so we were just talking about it, how like what got me confused. So if like so when the movie first came out, if you actually bought the DVD copy of it, there's an extended edition in there. If you go to that thing, you do a puzzle. It's a memory game puzzle that you have to put together, to then you can actually watch the movie in chronological order. So you can actually watch it from beginning to end.
I have the DVD. I'm gonna go.
Well, so go look at it.
Yeah, I gotta go look at that.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Because that'd be sweet. That'd be really cool to actually watch it that way. So then you can actually kind of see it because they put it together. It's a DVD special.
Man, that's
only
cool.
on
That's
that one.
really cool.
Yeah, so I really like that. So I'm like, that would be so like that would make so much more sense to me. Because it all made sense to me like what happened, but it didn't make sense to me of like how everything was happening at the same time.
Timeline.
You know what I mean? Like it was just really. I just think that whole thing kind of really messed with me. So,
real quick. So I don't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
So like the editing thing of like Nolan, where like if you were to watch something of Nolan's in chronological order, I'm sure it's gonna be weird compared to like his version, And somebody had taken like Interstellar, and took it like as an edit and took like the last like a 7-minute segment of where it flashes with Cooper in the Tesseract, his daughter as she's older, and his daughter when she's younger, and all these different moments, right? So like there's like 4 or 5 different moments in this, and like when the guy was editing it to like where he places these scenes, it's like I don't know. I'm like, I know we only edit like simple podcasts, but the amount of like different,
I mean,
dude, it was just incredible. Like the composition, it was incredible. So
I bet.
So
yeah, that's awesome.
Sorry, I was just like, to think of a Nolan edit in chronological order, like, kind of freaks me out,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. That's awesome. That's funny. I think that's all I had, though, man. Actually, I think that's it. The only one I just read this one little fact about it, and it just said that there's a visual thing parallel, and maybe me reading this after I watched the movie, this was something that was confused me about. The wife is what I asked you. It said, so between Leonard and Sammy is drawn the background Memento. When Leonard watches TV at Natalie's, a picture behind him shows a needle and a person wearing a white V-neck shirt. Okay? So and then the wife, and then Sammy Jenkins accidentally murdered his wife by overdosing her with insulin while watching TV. And then even eerier, the same white the same white V-neck scene in the photo is the same garment Leonard's wife is wearing in another flashback scene.
So I'm guessing if I were to watch it, I would find out that his wife was never brutally murdered, and that he killed her by overdosing with insulin.
Yes. Yes.
It'd almost be like assisted suicide, like
100%.
yeah, like she could have stopped him. Yeah,
she actually, I mean, in the movie,
Testing
she
him.
was, she was testing him and setting the timer back. So she essentially did it, but at the same time, he also did it to her. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
right.
that's the thing. So,
Wild movie.
yeah, it was one scene that I just want to bring up because we've already talked about 90% of it. When whoever she is, Natalie, right? So Natalie, when she walks in, gets him to do what she does to him, walks out, sits in her car, and then walks back inside and brings up a totally different story. I blew my mind, dude. It blew my mind. I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
When I saw that, I'm like, oh my God, you could do anything you wanted to this poor guy.
It's
she
insane.
spits
It's
in his
crazy.
drink.
Yes, and then gives it to him.
Yeah. And then as he's about to go drink it, she's like, holy shit, you really don't remember. Like, that's wild. Yeah, incredible. That's Carrie Ann Moss. She's Trinity from The Matrix.
Oh, that's right. Yes, it is. Yep. I knew she
actress.
was familiar, but I didn't put much thought into it. I just was watching the movie. I didn't put much thought into it, though. That makes sense.
It's like
Boom.
really awesome because that's like Nolan's second film. His first movie was a movie called Following, and then this movie, Memento.
This movie was good, man. I mean, it tricked
Yeah.
me. I mean, I'm still thinking.
Right,
so.
right. And that's like the best part of a
Yeah.
Nolan film. I mean, you've got to watch. What's it called? It's with Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale. The Prestige. That's what it's called. The Prestige.
Okay.
Dude. I mean, now that movie I would say is very mellow compared to like the mind bending of like Memento or Tenet.
Yeah.
I would even say Interstellar would be more mellow than Tenet or Memento, just because you're pretty concurrent with Cooper, so you're at least following his timeline,
Yes, the entire time.
Right. So the Prestige and obviously the Dark Knight trilogy, those are pretty easy to follow.
Yep.
But the Prestige, man, that movie was so well done, and the ending was so well done that it's just like, I would watch it anytime, any. Oh, dude, it was awesome. So if you're on a Nolan kick, man, hit that Prestige up.
All right. I'll look at it.
But
I definitely am.
But Watchmen, and I'm just
Watchmen.
kidding. Yeah, I know.
I was just saying, wait a minute. Like, I mean, I have to call off work tomorrow.
Yes, I mean, yeah. I mean, is that a real
Duh.
question? Yes.
Yeah. So shit.
All right. Well, that's all I got.
That's all I have too, man. That's all I got.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for listening.
Yes, thank you for another great episode.
Yeah, thanks everybody for watching, and have a great week.
Have a great week.